Hey y'all, my name is Jake, and today I want to show you a cool way to use sidechain compression to give your kick and bass tracks a bit of healthy separation in your mix. Now, when you're mixing a song, have you ever gotten to the point where the brightest elements of your mix are feeling really good? You got your keyboards and guitars fitting nicely together, and when you listen to the low end part of your mix, namely the kick and bass tracks, something just isn't quite right about it. Well, it's super common for musicians and engineers to achieve a great sounding kick and bass on their own, but when you mix them together, it can create a bit of masking. Basically where frequencies overlap each other and certain things just get lost. You can't hear your kick anymore, your bass might be super overpowering, things like that. Well, it's definitely happened to me before, and it's super annoying because you feel like you have to go back and change your kick samples if you're using samples, your bass sound, and while it's a good idea to reassess your arrangement before you start reaching for an EQ or something like that, sometimes you've recorded real instruments like a real drum kit or a real bass, maybe even a full band, and there really isn't a way to go back and change the original sound. So you're really left to process with what you have. The sounds you have are the sounds you have. So if you don't have the luxury of going back and changing your bass and kick sounds because they're just printed in and there's not much you can do about it, instead of reaching for the EQ, I want to show you a technique using sidechain compression that will keep your kick sounding just as good as it did on its own without really affecting the low-end presence of the bass or the kick. And just to show you what I mean, let's go ahead and jump over to Logic Pro, where I can show you a great way to make your kick and bass play nice together. Alright, so here we are in Logic, and this is a electronic kind of track I've been working on recently. I thought this would be a good example to show you what I mean with the bass and kick sidechaining together. We just play a little bit of what it sounds like together. So what we want to look at is the synth bass and kick. Sounds okay. If we take away the synth bass, you can tell how powerful the kick is on its own, or at least without the bass in the mix. And once you put it back in, it kind of gets a little cloudy again. So first things first, setting up the sidechain compression between the kick and bass. What we're going to want to do first is actually send the kick to a new aux channel. And we're going to select pre-fader for that channel and send that up to 0 or unity. Also, you can do this by holding down the option key, pressing this little circle right here. So that means we're sending all of the kick to a new aux track before the fader. So that basically why we're doing that is if I want to change the volume of the kick later, but I don't want it to affect how it hits the compressor that we're going to use with the bass, you want to send it to a new aux channel. We're just going to call that kick bus. So every time it hits, you're hitting at a consistent volume. I'm just going to raise this up so we hit -12, which is a good place for it to be in order to hit the compressor at the right input. So now, you see when we change the volume of the kick, it's still hitting this track the same. And this is the trigger we're going to use for the sidechain compression. And we don't want to hear it twice because we're already hearing the first kick. We don't want to hear the double. So we're going to go over to the kick bus, and where it says stereo out, we're going to do no output. That way we're only hearing one of the kicks. We don't need to hear the second one. But it still acts as the trigger for the sidechain compression. So then what we're going to do, go to the synth bass track, or whatever bass track you are using. For this tutorial, I'm going to use the Logic built-in compressor, which I feel like is a great compressor in and of itself. I mean, you can use any other third-party compressor you want. All right, so we got the compressor. I'm just going to set a cycle here so we can loop the same area. All right. So it is compressing the bass right now, but we don't want to compress the bass on its own. We want to use a sidechain. So in order to do that, you would go up to sidechain where it says none at the top here. Click that, and you can choose any input you want, but what we want is the kick that has been sent to the aux track, which is acting as a trigger. So we are going to do what we did before, which is bus 10, and the kick is being sent to that. So now when we play, we notice that every time the kick hits, which it's basically a 4 on the floor kind of thing, it is triggering the compressor. So it's already kind of working. The bass is going down in volume every time the kick hits. And a really good way of setting this up is we don't want it to be super conspicuous. We kind of want it to be very transparent, subtle, ducking every time it hits. So in that case, we'll want to do a quick attack. You can play around the settings any way you want, whatever sounds the most appropriate. I usually try to hit the attack around 10 milliseconds. This is a super quick attack time, which means it acts almost immediately when the kick hits. For release, we're going to want to do something similar, maybe around 20 milliseconds. We can kind of play around with it as long as it's kind of in the most or the fastest range. That's fine. Let's go ahead and turn auto off. That's the auto release button. We want that off so we can actually control the release. Auto gain, let's go ahead and turn that off because we don't want to make it louder for no reason. The ratio, I usually do 4:1 is usually an okay place to start. If I want something slightly more aggressive, I might go with 5, even 6. Let's stick with 5:1 right now. And for the threshold, click play. This is what you're going to want to play with in order to find the best amount of gain reduction every time the kick hits. So when we play around the threshold, now we're hitting -6 dB, which is a pretty decent amount of gain reduction. It's definitely starting to become more noticeable. So now when we bypass this, we can kind of hear the difference. And if you listen for the kick, you can tell it's getting slightly more audible every time because the bass isn't masking over it. And you can go even crazier with it if you want. So that way we're still hearing the kick, but the bass is just right there. You can hear it. It's very audible, very clear. See how it has more oomph to the bottom of the kick, the subby part, you can hear better. Alright, so hopefully this video showed you a really easy way to get your kick and bass to sit just a bit better in the mix by using sidechain compression. So next time you're mixing, try this technique out. Hopefully it'll work for you. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe on the video if you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more production tips from Jake Thompson Audio.